Chris Hughton has been sacked by Nottingham Forest as they try to turn their season around. But is it too late? We'll take a look at that and more next. Right, folks, back once again with a prediction video. Today we're looking forward to match day number, 8 over in the Championship, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and get your bang up to date with all things Championship related, Blackburn Rovers related, woo, football related. We got to know here under one Rooski. It appears to be that Middlesbrough was the final straw for Nottingham Forest, and of course Chris Hughton, as of course that defeat put an end to his managerial tenure, which is around about a year or so in the making. But of course, who's going to come in and take over the realm? We'll talk about that and more in, of course, just one second. Of course, big shout out to my motherfucking VIPs. We're talking about the pay tree. Oh, and a big shout out to you guys. Whoop, whoop, woo. Well done for supporting the channel, of course. Big shout out to you guys. And of course, big shout out to Connor Medlin and Jim Wooten for becoming the latest members of the Patreon gang, who will get, of course, exclusive access to the VIP brand new channel coming out here, Dirk's Daily Diary, which of course will be a behind the scenes look of life in the USA, life as a Blackburn Rovers supporter, life trying to, or what it is like going on right now. We've got lots going on. We have got so much going on, so much over the next year or so. I thought, you know what, we've got to document this soccer because it's going to be exciting. So that's all coming at you. Of course, if you want to join Connor, Jim and the gang, check out the link down below, patreon.com/Roversies. But yes, Chris Hughton is gone. That's right, of course. Rumours of Stevie Cooper coming in. John Terry was linked the other day, even though he wasn't, the Chris Hughton hadn't even gone yet. Of course, but who will come over and take over the reins? And will there be a new manager bounce for the weekend? We'll explain all that, examine all that in a minute, but let's bring it, of course, bang up to date with what went on last time around. Of course, this midweek, big week as well. Bournemouth against QPR, and it was a 2-1 win. I just about see it, 2-1 win in the end, and I called it, boys. Absolutely called it. Rovers against Hull City, 2-0. Called it. Bang on the nose. Bang on the bloody nose. And a fair play to Rovers getting back to winning ways. Blackpool, though, did lose to Huddersfield 3-0. Big, I didn't call it, did not call it. Sheffield against Preston 2-2 in the end, did not call that one either. Went with a 3-0 win myself. Reading, big winners of a Peterborough 3-1 win. Went with a 2-0, not too shabby on that one. West Brom could only master a draw against Derby County at the Baggies, at the Hawthorns. Birmingham did lose quite heavily to Fulham at home. 4-1 win in the end. I went with a 3-1 win myself. Bristol City 1, Luton 1. Called that one as well. Bang on point. Coventry, big winners as well over Cardiff. Well, I think they're up to the top 4 now. Coventry looking like a bit of a threat right now. 1-0 win for them. Forest, though, 2-0 loss at home. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. And of course, Swansea 0, Millwall 0 called it as well. Stoke City 1-1 against Barnsley as well. 2-1 in the end for me. So I did okay. I got myself 2, 4, 6 out of 12, which is 50-50. This is the situation in the table. As you see, Fulham are leading the charge. They're 1 point clear over West Brom, and Bournemouth are up there. It's as you would expect, really, for those three. Like I said, I think 4 teams, I think the other 4th team, and they're having a bit of a mare right now, that's Sheffield United, will be in that top 4. No questions asked. There's just the 5th and the 6th spot that's going to be wide open. Of course, anyone has a shot at, anybody has a shot at that. Those 2 other remaining spots in my eyes. You know, Luton Town have a shot at it, Swansea have a shot at it, even Forest still have a shot at those last 2 spots in the playoffs. The top 4, I think, are going to be a mixture or a setting between Fulham, West Brom, Bournemouth and Sheffield United. But Sheffield United still got a lot of work to do to get up there. Those 4 are out on their own, and then the rest are chasing for those 2 other spots. That's what I think. Hopefully there's 3 other spots, because Sheffield and I have started a bit shitty. But anyway, that's, of course, Forest are down there still. Of course, we're 1 point on the board so far. A win for them, though, this week could go up to 23rd. But who will be in charge? I believe it's going to be Stephen Reed, ex-Rovers player. Let's take a look at the prediction league then for this week, and this week alone. 6 would have got me 12th. Kevin Wright, though, Ojo 52, and DJ C up there with 86 have got that there with 8. So well done to you guys. I'll give you guys a round of applause for that. So well done. You are your predictors of the week or the match day. This is the overall grand scheme of things since day 1, match 1, is Creamy Jordan got 4-point clearance over the moment over A. Judy, Shane O'Donnell and Connor Medlin, the latest member of the Patreon gang, and then of course a whole host of you not too far off. So Creamy Jordan looks good at the moment, but let's take a look at I've got a bit of cleaning up to do, because we are into the month of September. We did just kind of glitch past August without revealing the predictor of the month. That's right, so this is the predictor of the month, kind of a summary here. So each and every month we want to award whoever gets the most points. I'm quite tiny. I need to make myself a little bit bigger here. We want to reward the predictors of the month. for their successes, and of course give everyone a chance to win something at the end of the season. So we do know the predictor of the month, and if you're very good with your maths, you would have realised it way back when, but we never really announced it, so we're going to announce it now, just in case you don't know what the predictor of the month is. There's a bit of a summary here. The winner of each predictor of the month gets a Willy Wonka style golden ticket, an entrance into the final draw at the end of the season. At the end of the season, whoever has won a predictor of the month gets the Willy Wonka ticket. You can have one of them, you can have 6 of them, you can have 2 of them, it all depends on how many you get. That's how many names or entrants you get into this grand prize. So one of those names will be revealed, and of course the winner will get a t-shirt or a gift card or something along those lines. I'm not made of money, folks. I'm not bloody made of money. And again, you can win multiple ones, so whoever wins this, I'm assuming it's going to be Creamy Jordan. He could win the next one. And again, it's all about the amount of points you win within that month. So at the start of each and every month, everyone goes back to 0, and of course whoever has the most points at the end of that month will win the predictor of the month. So you could win multiple months, and you can also be multiple winners. Of course, I don't think there's a multiple winner this time around. I think it's only one. And of course, I'm going to reveal that right here, right now. So August's Championship predictor of the month is Creamy Jordan 15. That's right. So well done to you, sir. You're in the hat to draw at the end of the season. But who's going to win it in the month of September? Of course, we're already up and running. So we'll see. There it is. There's the Wall of Fame right here, right now. Of course, all the entrants will be put on this Wall of Fame. And of course, one winner will be revealed at the end of it. But anyway, let's get going into the month of the next matches, of course, which is match number 8. If you want to get involved, use the link cut.ly/championship. That is live, free to enter, of course. And of course, you can get you in the prediction league itself. Of course, people can just have a nightmare or take a couple of weeks off, and of course, you can be right back in it. But anyway, we're going to jump in the deep end. Of course, take a look at the next round of matches, which will be Cardiff up against Bournemouth this weekend. Take place on the 18th of September at the Cardiff City Stadium. Played to the 14 times since 2002. 6 wins apiece, 2 draws. The biggest win for Cardiff over Bournemouth. 2-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. Of course, coming into this Cardiff, I've actually just won 1 in 4. We could be playing them at a good time. If they lose this game, we'll be taking on them next. Of course, it'll be a 1 win in 5. Of course, Bournemouth coming into this just 1 defeat and 6 games, 67% form for them. Back-to-back wins as well. Of course, coming into this last time I played each other over in Wales. It was a 1-1 draw back in October 2010. It was a 1-1 draw. Actually, Bournemouth haven't won in the last 3 games against Cardiff, so they're trying to right the wrong there. Bournemouth coming into this on the back of that win against QPR. Cardiff comes into this on the back of that loss against Coventry. The odds on this one, we have 2-1 is your Cardiff, 11-8 is your Bournemouth, and 11-5 is your draw. I think I've gone with a 1-1 draw on this one, which of course will not make a winning return for Cardiff, and of course maybe give us a chance anyway. Next, of course, we have Derby County. They're going to be taking on Stoke City. Of course they bloody are. I'm not ready for this one. So Derby County at Pride Park. Of course they're doing all right, but there is rumours of the points deduction in the works. So we'll see how that pans out. Of course, it could be a detrimental effect for them. They're doing all right, though, considering the circumstances they're in. Anyway, they played each other 26 times since 1994. 11 wins to Derby, 9 wins to Stoke. We have the biggest win for Derby over Stoke, 4-0 win. The biggest win there was a 3-0 win. Coming into this derby, we have just won 1 in 6 for them. Picking up a lot of draws on the way. Meanwhile, Stoke just 1 defeat the past 6 games, 75% form for those. Of course, last time at Pride Park was a nil draw. However, the away team has not won this game since 2012, of course, when Stoke picked up a win against Derby County in the FA Cup. So, and actually, it had been 3 clean sheets on the bounce for the home team on this one. In fact, in the last 5 games, there's been 4 clean sheets in the past 5 games for the home team. So, whoever's at home fancied their chances on this one. Of course, Derby comes to the back of that draw against West Brom, big draw as well. Meanwhile, Stoke comes to under that back of that draw against Barnsley. I do not have any odds traditionally. You can get better. I think Stoke are your favourites on the road, only slightly on this one. But anyway, it is tight, airtight. I think I've gone with the Derby win. That's right. Surprise, surprise. How about that one? Next, we have the game of the bloody day. We'll have, of course, a watch along for this one. No rib camera this time. It'll be back indoors. It'll be Barnsley. It'll be up against Rovers. I have extensive coverage on the channel, of course. Done a match preview. That's already in the works. And of course, we'll have the game watch along this Saturday. Played each other 16 times since 1997. 6 wins for Barnsley, 7 wins for Rovers, 3 draws. The biggest win for Barnsley over Rovers, 5-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 5-2 win. Last time played each other, of course, over in Barnsley was a 2-1 win for Barnsley. That's right. Barnsley comes to this without a win in 5, so it's good form for them. Well, not really. It's good form for us. We come into just 1 defeat the past 6 games as well. That 1 defeat was against the Baggies. Rovers come to us into this on the back of that win against Hull. Barnsley come to this under the back of that draw against Stoke on this one. We have odds of this one. Do we have 7-4 as your Barnsley. 8-5 is your Rovers. Quite tight. 11-5 is your draw. Smells like a draw here, but I'm going to go with my gut. 2-1 win for Rovers on this one to take it to the house, and then maybe move the chains. Next up, of course, we have Fulham. They're going to be taking on Reading. That's right. Played each other 19 times, 2006, 7 wins apiece, 5 draws. The biggest win for Reading over Fulham was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way is a 5-0 win. Fulham come to 4 wins in the past 5 wins in the past 6 games. Meanwhile, Reading just 1 win in 5 for them. Of course, that was last time around. Of course, last time around, they played each other over at Craven Cottage. It was a 2-1 win for Reading. That was back in January 2020. It was on New Year's Day, actually. Reading coming to this on the back of that win against Peterborough. Actually, back-to-back games without a loss. Fulham coming to this on the back of that win against Birmingham over at St Andrews. The odds on this one will go in favour of Fulham. 5-2 on it for the victory. 8-1 is your long shots. That's Reading. 10-3 is your draw. Going to go with a win for the hosts on this one. 3-0 in the end. Next we have Middlesbrough up against Blackpool. Of course, Middlesbrough put the end to, of course, Chris Hughton's tenure over at the City Ground. They'll take on Blackpool, though, this weekend at the Riverside. Played each other 11 times since 2009. 3 wins for Middlesbrough, 5 for Blackpool, and 3 draws. They've already played each other this season in the Cardiff Cup. Middlesbrough, though, biggest win over Blackpool, 2-0 win. The biggest win the other way is a 3-0 win. Middlesbrough coming to just 1 win in 5. Blackpool coming to just 1 win in 6. 25% form for them. Of course, they played each other in the EFL Cup this season. It was back in August. It was a 3-0 win for Blackpool. However, last time they played each other at the Riverside was a 1-1 draw. That's right. Coming into this, Blackpool did lose to Huddersfield. Of course, Borough did beat Forest as well. So, just looking at this. Of course, look at the odds on this one. What do we have? 4-3 on is your Borough, 40-4 is your Blackpool, and 13-5 is your draw. Hosts are favourites, red hot. Of course, 2-0 win as well. They'll go and take the bag as well. 3-0 win, 2-0 win. Millwall up against Coventry this weekend. Let's get into it. Played each other 21 times since 2001. Millwall 10 wins, Coventry 8, 3 draws. Of course, biggest win for Millwall over Coventry. 3-1 win. The biggest win in the way was a 6-1 win. Of course, Millwall unbeaten the last 4 games. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat in the past 4 as well for Coventry. So 2 sides in okay kind of form. Coventry did beat Millwall on the last day of the season, 6-1 win. We were there. We did a watch along, super duper watch along. And of course, the Coventry fan had a cake and ate it. But the last celebration at the Den was a 2-1 for Coventry. So it's actually been back-to-back wins for Coventry. They actually did the double over Millwall last time around. Coventry come to this on the back of that win. In fact, 2 wins on the 2 wins on the bounce. 2 wins on the bounce. 2 clean sheets on the bounce for Coventry. As for Millwall, they come to this back-to-back draws and unbeaten, of course, in the last 4 games. Odds on this one: 29-20 is your Millwall, 2-1 is your Coventry, and 11-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with a draw on this. Could be a 0-0. Having looked at that. So yes. How about Huddersfield up against Nottingham Forest? Of course, new manager bounce with Stephen Reid gets himself into contention maybe for the managerial spot if he wants it. Anyway, these two sides have been 27 times in 1997, 11 wins apiece, 5 draws. The biggest win for Huddersfield, 5-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 6-1 win. Of course, Huddersfield coming to just two wins in the past 4 games. Meanwhile, Forest just 1 draw all season. Just 1 draw, 1 point in the past 6. 8% form for them. Last time these two sides played each other at Huddersfield was a 1-0 win for Huddersfield. They've actually got back-to-back wins over Forest, back-to-back clean sheets as well. So Forest coming to us on the back of that loss against Borough. Huddersfield coming to us on the back of that win against Blackpool, of course, over at Bloomfield Road. Odds on this one: a new manager bounce. It's on the road as well. 21-20 is Huddersfield. The eye favourites. 13-5 is your away win, and 23-10 is your draw. I think I've gone with a 0-0 draw. New manager bounce, 0-0 in the end, and of course, you know what, take that from what you will. It'll be another point in the bag. Next up, we have Hull City up against Sheffield United. A bit of a North East Yorkshire affair on this badger, taking place on Friday night. Is that no, Saturday night? Of course, play each other 15 times 2006, 7 wins for Sheffield United, 5 wins for Hull, 3 draws. The biggest win for Hull over Sheffield United, 5-3 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. Of course, Hull comes to this without a win in 6. Meanwhile, Sheffield United unbeaten the last 4 games, picking up 2 wins and 2 draws to boot. Last time played at the K-Con was a 3-0 win for Sheffield United. That was back in April 2019. Hull did lose to Rovers last time around. Meanwhile, Sheffield United can only pick up a draw against Preston North End at Bramall Lane. Look at the odds on this one. What do we have on this? We have 9-4 is your Hull, 5-4 is your away win. That's Sheffield United. Red Hot favourites, 23-10 is your draw. 3-0 win for the Blades on this one. They'll take the 3 points and they'll move on. Next up, we'll go to Luton Town up against Swansea City. Down on Kenilworth Road, played each other 7 times in 2004. 6 wins for Swansea, 1 win for Luton, and no draws. Of course, Luton coming to this. The biggest win for Sheffield over Swansea was a 1-0 win. The biggest win there was a 2-0 win. Luton Town coming to just 1 defeat the past 5 games. 3 draws on the bounce though. Swansea also just 1 defeat the past 5 games as well. Back-to-back draws as well. Coming into this, though, last time I played over at Kenilworth Road was a 1-0 win for Swansea. They've actually won back-to-back games over Luton, did the double as well, back-to-back clean sheets over them as well. Last time that Luton won over Swansea, we don't know. Well, we don't. Last time that Luton won over Swansea in Luton, I don't know. Don't know when that was. Of course, Luton coming to us on the back of that draw against Bristol City. Meanwhile, Swansea coming to us on the back of that draw against Millwall as well. Odds on this one: 23-20 is your host, 23-10 is your away win. That's Swansea, 2-1 is your draw. So the host side favourites on this one, albeit only just. I've gone with it. Wow, 1-0 win to take it to the bounce. Things about Peterborough up against Birmingham over at was it Home Park or ABAC Stadium they call it. Played the 7 times since 1993. 1 win for Peterborough, 3 wins for Birmingham, 3 draws. The biggest win for Peterborough over Birmingham. 1-0 win. The biggest win away was a 3-0 win. Of course, coming into this, Peterborough 4 defeats on the bounce. Meanwhile, Birmingham come to this just 1 win at the past 4 games for them. Of course, coming into this though, they played each other back last time around over at Peterborough. It was a 2-0 win for Birmingham back in February 2013. Birmingham won back-to-back wins over Peterborough, back-to-back clean sheets as well. Birmingham coming to this on the back of that loss against Fulham. Meanwhile, Peterborough coming to this on the back of that loss against Reading. In fact, they've conceded 9 goals, 10 goals in the last 3 games, of course. So a bit of trouble in the minute for Peterborough. Look at the odds on this one. 11-5 is your host, 23-20 is your away win, and 9-4 is your draw. 1-1 draw for this one. Another point in the bag, a point to safety perhaps for Peterborough. Into the final 2 now. We have Preston up against West Bromwich Albion. That's of course down at Deepdale. These 2 sides are locked horns, of course. 17 times in the past since the year 2000. 5 wins for the Nobbers, 11 wins for West Brom, and 1 draw. The biggest win for Preston over West Brom. 3-0 win. The biggest win there is a 4-0 win. 4-1 win. Of course, Preston have beaten the last 5. They've turned the corner here. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 6 for West Brom. Of course, 67% form apiece coming into this. Last time played over at Deepdale was a 1-0 win for West Brom. They've actually won back-to-back last round over Preston, back-to-back clean sheets as well. They've actually won 4-5 on the bounce against Preston, so they like playing against Preston. There's been a couple of close encounters, a couple of goal fests as well between these 2 sides. Of course, West Brom coming to this on the back of a 0-0 draw against Derby. Back-to-back draws as well for West Brom. Meanwhile, Preston coming to this on the back of that draw against Sheffield United, also back-to-back draws as well. Look at the odds. 14-5 is your host, 20-99 is your West Brom, and 12-5 is your draw. They've drawn twice apiece. Have I got another one? I have. 3-peat hat-trick of draws for both of these 2 sides. 2-2 in the end. QPR will wrap it up though against Bristol City at Loftus Road. Of course, played each other 26 times since 1998. 8 wins for QPR, 9 wins for Bristol City, and 9 draws. The biggest win for either of those 2 sides. 3-0 win over each other. Of course, QPR coming to just 1 defeat the past 6. Meanwhile, 1 defeat the past 5 for Bristol City. Both sides on a good bit of form at the moment. Of course, last time played at Loftus Road was a 2-1 win for Bristol City. Bristol City have actually the home side has not won this game in 3 matches. Of course, Bristol City coming to the back of that draw against Luton. Meanwhile, QPR coming into this at the back of that loss against Bournemouth. We have odds of 5-4 on for QPR. 7-2 is your away win. That's Bristol City, and 5-2 is your draw. I've gone with the win for the hosts. That's right, 3-1 win in the end to take it to the house. That's my picks, boys and girls. Be sure to get your picks in as well using the savvy code right here. Cutley/Championship. Be involved with the next round of matches there, of course. And of course, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all that kind of stuff, and also Patreon as well. Give it love to the channel. Smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, smash the little bell. Don't miss a bloody beat. We sometimes go live here, including this weekend, where we watch Rovers go to Barnsley and hopefully get another 3 points. That's all to come on the channel. Make sure you smash the subscribe, smash the thumbs up, check the links down below. A big shout out to the 2 brand new patrons, Conor Medlin and of course Jim Wotton, who become the latest member of the gang. If you want to join them and co, check it all out. Patreon.com/Rovers. Until then, we're done.